So I got this bee flying upon my hand. Try to look, he's crawling on me. I got several of them around. Look at this thing just, alright. Are you done? Thank you. So, what was I gonna say? I got distracted by a bee buzzing around me. It's starting to warm up. It's feeling good out here. Might be time to take off a few layers. You know what I mean? They're up here spraying the sky. You see them? They always want to spray around the sun, block out the sun with these fake clouds. I don't like that. There's another bee trying to fly around me. But so yeah, us men need some training too. We need to learn how to see women through God's eyes and to value them as God sees them, and allow us to love them as we see the fruit of the Spirit of love inside of them. We need some help too, bro. We need some training. Let's not and to be honest with you, every married man and every married woman can benefit. Their marriage can benefit by investing in their marriage. You got a marriage that many people have together, but they never spend time investing in that marriage. When was the last time you read a marriage help book together? At least, if you give nothing to the marriage relationship, you reap what you sow, right? If you give to your bride, you're giving to yourself. If you give to your husband, you're giving to yourself. When you minister to your wife's needs, you are ministering to your needs. When you minister to your husband, you're ministering to your needs, because the two are one. So the more you give to your bride, and I ain't talking about cars, clothes, jewels, things of this world, because I am not chasing after dollars and money so that you can wear somebody's name brand clothes upon your back and chase after idols. I ain't doing that as a husband. You cannot serve God and money. Choose you this day whom you will serve. But as for me and my house, we serve the Lord. Women have to make a hard choice. Are you going to serve money, chase after money, exhaust yourself, make your husband run around and do circles so that you can have designer clothes and jewels and charge up credit cards and run your husband into debt because you want to buy stuff, material possessions? For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. You should be storing up treasures in heaven, not here on this earth. You can't serve two masters. You cannot serve both God and money. Choose you this day whom you will serve. And so for me, I'm looking at a woman of God who serves God, whose mind is being renewed and transformed to value the things that God says we are to value, and to do the things that He requires of a woman of righteousness, right? A man who values holiness and purity and righteousness is going to want a woman who values holiness and impurity and righteousness. You're on the same path. It's not just the same path, but it's also the path that leads to life everlasting. Where I'm headed. Life. Everlasting. That's where a brother like me is going. You know, sometimes when you pop in a car, say, hey, we're going to take a trip. At any moment along the journey that you're taking a trip to New Jerusalem, to life everlasting, to dwell, to the place where fountains of living water that well up to eternal life are busting open. You know what I mean? Where the tree of life and the leaves which are for the healing of the nations, and the dwelling place of God is among men. That's where a brother like me is destined for. And as I'm journeying to that destination, you might come upon a female who comes up to you and says, hey, I see we're heading in the same place. Can I come with you? Well, brother's lonely. Let me take a look at her. She's looking good. You know what I mean? Let me talk to her. See what she's about. She started telling me about her faith. Testifying about who God is making her into. And I started saying, this woman right here is starting to sparkle. Got the birds out here chirping when I see her. You know, I hear them all dancing all around. You know what I mean? Singing. When she near me, something weird's happening inside of me. Chemicals or reactions are going off in my brain. Like, you know what I mean? All I know is that when I see her, I want to be with her. Some more. And then when she leaves me, I long to be with her. Until the longing gets so intense that you just say, you know what? I ain't ever gonna leave. So, I got some requirements. I like a good cook. I like a woman who, you know, is attractive to my eye through the seasons. I like a woman who's cleaves and wants to build her house upon the rock. See, I'm working on this rock. I was supposed to anyway. This is a covenant rock for building a family and a house upon. I got lots of rocks. A suitable helper to carry these rocks upon which we're going to build our house upon. You have to build your house as a Christian man. Build your house upon the rock. Even if there's no woman by your side. And through the storms of life, even if you're by yourself, even if you're alone, your house will still stand. But when God sends you that helper that He's making for you, you can build a house together. You have to see the fishing pole, the bait, the food. And so I have to go back to the requirements that I have for a woman who can cook, right? That's like being a fisher of man and wanting to take a bite of your hook, you know what I mean, but not putting the bait out there. You gotta feed a man. You're like, okay, could I eat her tuna helper for the next 50 years of my life? A brother has to ask a question like that. Am I gonna be able to eat this tuna helper out the box for the next 40 years of my life? Or we're gonna have to upgrade your skill set here, dear. I'm saying,